The Warcraft video game universe is both extensive and diverse, containing an epic suite of real-time strategy, MMORPG, action RPG, and expansion options that you could spend a lifetime trying to master. Yet, Hearthstone, a strategy card game featuring the heroes of Warcraft, won over fans with its simple yet addictive gameplay. Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Penisel with the Leaderboard, and today we're exploring this fresh take on the Warcraft franchise. Are you a diehard fan, or are you just wondering if it's worth your time? Well, we've got something for everyone as we count down the 107 facts you should know about Hearthstone. Were you able to spot the fake cards in the credits? Oh, come on. Each member of the development team made their own, and yep, we've got more good stuff like that coming your way. Let's get started. Number 1. In 2008, Blizzard recognized their most successful and sustainable 3 properties were StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo. With the growing success of small independent developers and a shift in the video games market, Blizzard decided to create Team 5 in order to explore new ideas at Blizzard. Number 2. Despite its name, Team 5 is not made up of 5 people. When it was formed, it started with 15 members and has since grown to 30, though Team 5 is still the smallest development team at Blizzard. Number 3. Team 5 found World of Warcraft to be a natural fit for building a card game. According to production director Jason Chase, Warcraft is already a well-known property, and the depth of characters and locations created for other games in that series made it very easy to create cards. Team 5 also recognized that after playing Hearthstone, well, new players might become interested in Blizzard's other games. Number 4. The game lets players play as 9 heroes from the World of Warcraft franchise, and each has a unique playstyle and personality. They are known as the Mage, Hunter, Priest, Warlock, Druid, Shaman, Warrior, Paladin, and Rogue. Number 5. The hero player starts out with in the tutorial with Jaina Proudmoore the Mage. She is the founder and leader of the Theramore Isle, which is the Alliance's major port in southern Kalimdor. Her playstyle in the game focuses on spells and direct damage with burn magic. Her hero power is Fire Blast, which deals 1 damage. Number 6. The hero Rexxar is not only a hero in Hearthstone that is also from the Warcraft universe, but also a playable hero in the Blizzard MOBA Heroes of the Storm. His hero power in Hearthstone is Steady Shot, which deals 2 damage to the enemy hero. Number 7. Uther Lightbringer the Paladin was the first paladin of the Knights of Silver Hand and champion of the light. He is sworn to protect the Alliance of Lordran from any potential threat. His hero power is Reinforce, which summons a Silver Hand recruit. Number 8. Garrosh Hellscream is the former chief of the Warsong clan. In the newest expansion of World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, Garrosh prevents his own father, Grom Hellscream, from drinking the tainted demon blood that would have enslaved his race. His hero power is Armor Up, which gives Garrosh 2 armor. Number 9. Malfurion Stormrage, the Druid, was the first Night Elf Druid and was responsible for the mainstream use of Druidism among the Night Elven people. His hero power is Shapeshift, which equips him with 1 attack and 1 armor. Number 10. Gul'dan the Warlock is an orc shaman who abandoned his people and his mentor in order to gain personal power and service to demon lords. He was the one who gives the demon blood to Grom Hellscream to create a race of enslaved orcs. His hero power is Life Tap, where he sacrifices 2 life to draw a card. Number 11. Thrall the Shaman is the son of Duratan, the leader of the orcs, who made the first contact with humans, and is also one of the protagonists of the upcoming Warcraft movie. His hero power is Totem Call, which summons a random totem. Number 12. Anduin Wrynn the Priest is the son of King Varian Wrynn and was given the crown at 10 years old to maintain order in his realm. His hero power is Lesser Heal, which heals 2 health. Number 13. Valir Sanguinar the Rogue has been through a life of slavery and hardship to become the assassin that she is in the game. She is Enforcer of New Council of Terrasfall, companion of Varian Wrynn, previously Rhaegar Earthfury's gladiator slave, and child dweller of the Kingdom of Quathalas. Her hero power is Dagger Mastery, where she equips a half dagger to the hero. Number 14. The greatest substance in Hearthstone is of course the cards. All cards represent creatures and abilities in the Warcraft universe. On release, all players were given a basic set of cards for each hero, and other cards were gained subsequently through winning matches or buying packs through in-game currency or microtransactions. Number 15. Magic the Gathering was a huge inspiration for Hearthstone. The team was excited to figure out how to take the idea of the card game and make it digital. Number 16. When the idea for Hearthstone was first pitched to Blizzard, there weren't too many folks that were keen on the idea of a digital card game. Chase claimed that selling the company on Hearthstone was one of the biggest challenges of getting it made. Number 17. Hearthstone allowed Blizzard to re-examine its approach to gaming platforms outside of PC. Blizzard had mostly avoided non-keyboard and mouse platforms since their experience with a bad port of StarCraft to the Nintendo Nintendo 64 in 2000. In short, if we're going to do a console version, we're going to make sure that we think the game's suited for consoles, said Blizzard CEO Mike Morhaime. Number 18. This new attitude and recognition of the shift in gaming platforms is what allowed for the development and success of the iPad version of Hearthstone. Number 19. The game's name, Hearthstone, was meant to imply a close gathering of friends by a hearth. It was a goal of what they wanted the players to feel. This is why the location is a tavern and the narrator is a bard or innkeeper. According to Chase, they had experimented with other constructs of where these card games would take place, and only about halfway through the development came the idea of using a pub's hearth as a theme. Chase said that with the concept, this is a great way to play. It works with all our values and it has a lot of charm. Number 20. There are currently no plans to support player-to-player card trading in Hearthstone. Number 21. Blizzard also had no intention of creating a physical card-based version of Hearthstone, as they intended the game to be a solely online experience. Number 22. From the beginning, the game was designed to be played solely online and to mimic the feel of physical cards, as to make it more accessible to new players. Dot's found that past attempts to digitize physical card games by other companies left areas that were lacking, and they wanted to improve on that experience. Number 23. One particular example are card games where players have the ability to react to other players. Dot's noted that when playing in the same room as another player, these types of interactions are straightforward, but consume a great deal of time in a virtual space. Hearthstone was designed to eliminate the reactions from the opponent during the player's turn, streamlining the game. Number 24. Other aspects of the game's interface were set to replicate the feel of a physical game being watched by an audience. Hearthstone starts with the player opening a box. During gameplay, the cards waver and move while in their hand, and cards when played are slammed down on the board. When attacking, cards leap across the board to strike the target. When a massive spike of damage is dealt, the board shakes, and when a massive creature is summoned, an unseen audience gasps in awe. As a Hearthstone player myself, I have felt the full effect of the crowd's cheers, mostly for my opponent though. Number 25. Gameplay elements such as pre-made decks for each hero, deck building helps, and visual cues on which cards could be played were used to guide new players. Card text was written in a way so that a new player should be able to immediately understand the effects. Number 26. Along with basic cards, each hero comes with a basic pre-made deck that allows players to quickly play with bots and people alike. Players can make up to 9 custom decks, which was expanded to 18 when Old Gods was released. Number 27. Aside from buying cards, players can craft new cards using the crafting system in the game. It requires arcane dust, which can be attained through recycling cards you don't want and breaking it down into arcane dust. Number 28. A player is allowed to have 2 copies of any one card or 1 copy of a legendary card in any one deck. Since a player's cards can be cataloged and used in multiple decks, extra copies of cards will be automatically converted to dust. Number 29. This crafting system was made as an alternative to player trading, which is prevalent in other card games like Magic the Gathering, and there are no plans on implementing a trading system. Number 30. In addition to the rarity system, there are also gold-bordered variations of cards. These cards show off unique borders and animations and are rarer than other cards. These gold border variants were purely made for cosmetic reasons. Number 31. Hearthstone also offers interactive boards. The boards on which the cards are played can be interacted with in various ways, although the feature is purely for entertainment and has no effect upon gameplay. The ground also makes a little poof of dirt if you click on it. I do this sometimes to pass the time while my opponent figures out his next move and then beats me. Number 32. This idea came out from the movie Jumanji, in which a board game comes to life, and it also mimics how physical card players would often toy with their cards while waiting for their opponent. Number 33. To maintain a friendly environment around this construct, they added in the ability to trigger one of a few friendly compliments said by the hero, so the players could still emote to their opponent without having to worry about any vitriol. Number 34. Internal beta testing of the game within Blizzard began in 2012. A closed beta was launched in August 2013, while the game was put into an open beta in January 2014. Number 35. These beta testing periods were used to evaluate the game's balance, adjust cards they found to be too powerful or too weak, and make sure no single hero or deck type dominated the game. Number 36. Hearthstone was first announced at Penny Arcade Expo in March 2013 for Windows, Mac, and iPad. Number 37. As they approached the game's release in March 2014, Blizzard found that it was hard to generate interest for the game. The players Blizzard asked to try the game felt that Hearthstone wasn't the type of game that they would be interested in playing. At that point, Blizzard opted to make Hearthstone free to play, surrounded by microtransactions for less patient players. This helped to significantly boost the game's popularity upon its release. Number 38. Blizzard experimented with cross-platform play during development, having successfully played a game on PC against a player on an iPad. However, it was not a feature at launch. Cross-platform play was added in April 2014. Number 39. In the middle of development of Hearthstone, the team working on it was almost disbanded. Another Blizzard game needed attention, so all but 2 of the Team 5's members, Eric Todd and Ben Brode, was moved to focus on the other game. Number 40. Todd and Brode spent a lot of time figuring out the game design on just pen and paper. According to executive producer Hamilton Chu, the duo took those funny drawings, cut them into cards, and tried a whole lot of bad ideas on the way to get some great ideas. Number 41. Dads and Brode built a prototype of Hearthstone in Adobe Flash, while the rest of Team 5 had been repurposed. So when they came back, the game was essentially done. And it surprised the developers how similar the core game of the finished product remained to the prototype. Number 42. Hearthstone's coming out party was a Blizzard-wide Hearthstone competition. The game swept the office into a frenzy, and the finals were packed with coworker spectators who'd fallen in love with the game. Number 43. In a corner of a room in Blizzard Studios, there remains a pile of paper prototypes of Hearthstones. Number 44. The music for Hearthstone was composed by Peter McConnell, who is best known for his work on Psychonauts, Grim Fandango, and Broken Age. Number 45. Hearthstone's other composer is Jason Hayes, who primarily works for Blizzard and was the composer for the original World of Warcraft. Number 46. In 2014, Blizzard hired elite Hearthstone player Ryan Reels Masterson to join the Hearthstone development team to help with balancing the game for better player satisfaction. Number 47. For the first time ever in September of 2015, Blizzard invited some of the most popular Hearthstone streamers to its headquarters to unveil changes the company was planning to make to Hearthstone and to receive feedback from these community representatives. These folks were the first non-Blizzard employees to find out Hearthstone's establishing a standard format and a legacy format of gameplay. Number 48. In February of 2016, the standard format was officially announced, and the legacy format was introduced as the Wild format. Number 49. The introduction of the standard versus Wild formats in April 2016 was an issue that the developers knew since Hearthstone's initial release that they would need to address. According to Brode, as new cards were introduced to the game, they recognized that new players would start to find the game inaccessible, while adjusting to the balance of the metagame, of which cards from previous expansions had proven over or underused. Number 50. The ideas of how to actually implement standard mode started out a year before its introduction. Though they will continue to design the game to maintaining the appropriate balance for the standard format, they will also monitor how future cards will impact the Wild format and make necessary changes to keep that mode entertaining. Number 51. The standard format allows players to go against one another using only the most recently released Hearthstone cards of the current and previous calendar year, with a core foundation of classic and basic card sets. Number 52. The Wild format is just the original version of Hearthstone, where players are able to use all the cards they've collected to play through the game. Number 53. The reason Blizzard introduced the standard format for Hearthstone was to help maintain a dynamic and balanced metagame, so the developers would have more time to invent new cards to allow new players to jump into the game quicker without having to spend so much time and money just building their decks. Number 54. The first adventure, Curse of Naxxramas, was announced on April 11, 2014, and was then released on July 22nd. It includes 15 bosses and 9 class challenges that awards 30 cards, which includes 9 class cards and 6 legendaries, and an exclusive card back if all heroic bosses are defeated. Number 55. The first expansion, Goblins vs. Gnomes, was announced at BlizzCon on November 7, 2014, and it was then released on December 8. The expansion includes 123 cards, which includes 72 class cards, which are included within the expansion-specific card pack. Pricing for the packs are the same as classic packs. Number 56. The second adventure, Blackrock Mountain, was announced at PAX East on March 6, 2015, and the first wing was released on April 2nd. The other 4 wings were opened weekly thereafter. It includes 17 bosses and 9 class cards that awards 31 cards, which includes 18 class and 5 legendary cards, and an exclusive card back if all heroic bosses are defeated. Number 57. On April 14, 2015, the game was released for iPhone and Android smartphones worldwide. The smartphone version of the game includes the new UI elements that places the player's hand on the bottom right, but only half visible, so the players must tap on their hand to zoom in and play cards. Single cards can also be viewed full screen by tapping and holding on a specific card, which is useful to read all the card's details while using a normal phone display. Number 58. The third adventure, League of Explorers, was announced at BlizzCon 2015 on November 6, 2015, and the first wing was released on November 12th. The other 3 wings were opened weekly with a 1-week break after the second week. It awards 45 cards, which includes 5 legendaries and an exclusive card back if you beat all the bosses. Number 59. The third expansion, Whispers of the Old Gods, was announced on March 11, 2016, and released on April 26th. The set includes 134 cards from the expansion-specific card pack, which costs the same as previous card packs. Number 60. Despite the designer's focus on accessibility and fast-paced gameplay, Hearthstone has been the focus of a number of tournaments. Blizzard hosted an exhibition tournament in November 2013 called the Innkeeper's Invitational, with 3 decks each of a different class, featuring several well-known gamers such as Dan Artosis Domtoski, Octavian Kriparian Morosan, Jeffrey Trumps SC, She, and World of Warcraft multiple arena season winner Byron Reckville Bernstein. Number 61. In just 6 months after its release, Hearthstone amassed 20 million players. This way outpaced their sister game World of Warcraft at the time, but still left them 7 million shy of the amount of people that play League of Legends per day. Number 62. Blizzard promotes in-person events called Fireside Gatherings, which is an opportunity to play Hearthstone in a public venue like a bookstore or coffee shop. Fireside Gatherings aren't hosted by Blizzard, but by players, businesses, and organizations. Participating in these events gets the player a special Fireside card back. Number 63. Hearthstone's events were present at the very first TwitchCon in 2015. One of these events was a live stream match between Blizzard's CEO Mike Moraine and Twitch's CEO Emmett Shear. To the surprise of many fans, Shear beat out Moraine. Number 64. Hearthstone's arena mode allows players to compete against each other using specifically constructed decks. The asynchronous card drafting process used in arena mode started out as an envelope and cards stapled to a wall from the game's initial pen and paper phase. Number 65. Hearthstone League of Explorers add-on contains a Minecraft escape sequence. This type of level is really more common in action-oriented video games such as Resident Evil and Donkey Kong, but Hearthstone manages to integrate the concept into the card game aesthetic. Number 66. Duels, also referred to as friendly play, allows a player to challenge players on their Battle.net friends list in unranked matches. Duels offer no rewards, but allow players to play games outside the other games modes. Number 67. A player managed to get a minion's health to over 2 billion health, using a combination of cards, abilities, and the like, and a player was able to get a minion to 2,147,483,647 health. That's ridiculous. Number 68. Alternately, someone got a million to deal 1.3 billion damage in one go. Using a similar strategy as the 2 billion health trick, a player named Lorwalk Cho managed to get a minion to deal 1.3 billion damage. He must have really hated that guy. Number 69. There is a card in the game called Mind Games. It is a 4-cost card where you get to copy a minion into your opponent's deck. However, if your opponent doesn't have any minions, then you will get a minion called Shadow of Nothing. It is a 0 out of 1 minion that is destroyed after the turn. Number 70. Mind Control attack will kill a minion if your field is at full capacity. You can only have 7 or so minions on the field. Number 71. Team 5 has fake cards in the credits. Each member of Team 5 made their own card that is featured if you roll down the credits in the game. Some of them include Brian Schwab, who made himself a 10 out of 10 minion. Number 72. You can joust in Hearthstone. A player who draws a joust card will summon a minion from their own deck and from their opponent's. The player whose minion card costs more mana will emerge the victor in the joust, and if the player who initiates the joust wins, they will receive the bonus specified on the card they played. Number 73. Illidan's Stormrage is a legendary classic minion that can be played in the game. When someone summons him against the Druid Malfurion Stormrage, he will say, "Hello, brother," as a reference that the two are brothers. Talk about super awkward. Number 74. If a warlock uses the Demon Sense card to get 2 demons in his hand from his deck, he will get 2 worthless imps if he doesn't have any demons in his deck. Number 75. If a druid tries to use mana growth at full mana, you will receive excess mana, which is a 0-cost spell that lets you draw a card, as you can't have more than 10 mana. Number 76. It is a general rule that you can't have more than 7 minions on one side of the board. However, through some janky interactions with spells and minion abilities, it is possible to have more than 7 minions to the board. Number 77. Players who play ranked can raise and fall in rank by winning or losing games. However, once you've reached legendary status, which is the highest rank in the Hearthstone rank system, you can't be demoted because you the best. Number 78. Mal'Ganis is a legendary demon that makes your hero immune, meaning they don't take damage so long as he's on the field. Is it possible then to make a game go on forever if there are 2 Mal'Ganises out on the field, as each one prevents the other from taking damage even from fatigue? Well, no. Eventually the game will end in a draw with both parties losing. A game that goes on for more than 50 turns will result in a draw. Number 79. If you are facing the boss Kalthazad as the hunter and use Animal Companion, you will get his cat, Mr. Bigglesworth, instead of a normal beast. Kalthazad will not attack Mr. Bigglesworth, but if you kill him instead, he will get mad, saying, "Curse upon you, you interloper!" Goodness, who knew he was such a cat person? Or a cat lich? Number 80. The legendary card Hemet Nextlimori is a prolific character in the World of Warcraft and is featured in his own card, as is shown in the card Big Game Hunter. But what is most interesting about this character is that his name is an anagram for the famous writer Ernest Hemingway. Number 81. Thaddeus is a hero summoned after the counterparts Stalag and Fregen have died this game. Stalag and Fuegan have corresponding attack and health. Stalag has 7 out of 4, and Fuegan has 4 out of 7, which both combined add up to 11 out of 11 for Thaddeus. So if you ever get confused between the two, remember that Stalag has 7 and Fuegan has 4 when referencing attack. But if you get them confused with health, then oh boy, forget about that one. Number 82. Cobalt Guardian makes a Diablo 3 reference. When the minion dies, it will say, Error 37. This was a common error in the game Diablo when a server was full, and the player had to try again later. Number 83. There's a card called Elite Tauren Chieftain, who will give both players a power chord card. This can be either Rogues Do It, I Am Murloc, and Power of the Horde. There are references to the songs played by the Elite Tauren Chieftain metal band that are made of Blizzard employees. Number 84. The power chord card Rogues Do It can be changed due to the original song behind Rogues Do It from behind, which implies other things. Number 85. According to the Hearthstone's meta as of April 2016, the highest ranked decks are Druid followed by the Hunter decks. Number 86. The way you level up in Hearthstone is by beating real players and bots in solo adventures. The fastest way to level up is against real people, of course, but if you have lethal, the tip is to play as many cards beforehand. This will increase your XP. Number 87. Blizzard also introduced the highest rank bonus in 2015. This addition is meant to improve the quality of life within the game and to keep players involved in ranked play without the concern of being crushed by a few losses. This works by the game giving them a bonus based off their highest rank achieved in their quest log at the end of the month. Number 88. The expansion, the Grand Tournament, is devoid of an actual tournament mode because Blizzard felt the game needed a mode that was a little less competitive and just sillier as opposed to their already fairly intense arena and ranked modes. Blizzard wanted to give players more ways to engage with the game in a silly way. Number 89. The reason Tavern Brawl has the incentive of offering a free pack of cards for winning a match in every week is because they want to give players who wouldn't normally attempt to play with the cards and rules offered an incentive to try them out. Number 90. In 2015, Hearthstone introduced its first co-op mode in the Tavern Brawl, Unite Against Mechazod. You and one of the other players battle together in turn-based roles to defeat Gear Master Mechazod. Number 91. Information about this co-op play was leaked shortly before it was announced by players who data mined one of Hearthstone's patches. Gear Master Mechazod was even mentioned by name in the uncovered audio file. Number 92. The co-op gameplay actually reappeared in 2016, with Mechazod also reprising his role as boss. The previous Tavern Brawl gave player Priest and Paladin decks to play, while this latest iteration gave players Mage and Druid decks, which allowed for vastly different gameplay. Number 93. The game features a lot of game modes. The most common one is simply Play Mode, where players can challenge other players in casual or ranked formats. In ranked, players are pitted against similarly skilled players and are put into a 26-level ranking system, with rewards gained when you reach a certain level. Number 94. Solo adventures are single-player modes against computer-controlled opponents that are either practice matches or adventures. In practice mode, players can learn the basics of the game against basic opponents that only use one basic card in their decks, or can play against expert opponents that use a large pool of cards. Players can also choose which class they play against. In adventure mode, the player attempts to defeat bosses in order to unlock new cards. Number 95. Players can buy adventures with real money or in-game gold. It will cost players about $6.99 or 700 gold for an adventure. Number 96. Players can earn in-game gold from daily quests or by winning 3 games. Quests generally earn 40 gold and require a player to win 2 games as a specific hero, or win 3 games of any kind to earn 10. Number 97. The Arena mode can be played for $1.99 or 150 gold. Players construct a 30-card deck by selecting 3 randomly selected cards at a time. Players then use their drafted deck against the Arena players. The player continues to play until they receive 3 losses or 12 wins, after which they are given a reward based on their performance. Number 98. In the Arena, there are no limits on the number of copies of a card, while constructed decks can only have 2. Number 99. The card raid leader has lines like "handle it" or "hit it very hard." These are both a reference to an Onyxia White video someone made back in 2007. Number 100. Leroy Jenkins makes an appearance in Hearthstone. Yes, the famous WoW meme has his own card in the game. Leroy is a 6 out of 2 minion that has the effect when it enters the battlefield. Your opponent gets 2 1 out of 1 whelps. Number 101. Secrets are the trap card equivalent of Hearthstone. There's a secret card called Noble Sacrifice, where if something targets you, a 2 out of 1 defender is summoned and takes your place as the target. If by some miracle the defender lives, his attack line is, "Aha! I live!" Number 102. If a player plays a gold-bordered Mind Vision, a card that allows them to copy a card in the opponent's hand, the card they will get will be in gold, even if it is the coin that the player going second gets. Number 103. If Karen Bloodhoof is played against the warrior, he will say the phrase, "Garrosh, you are not fit to rule the Horde." This is a reference to when he challenged Garrosh and lost in a duel. Number 104. Millhouse Manastorm, the hero in the tutorial, says a line, line, just you wait until I have 10 mana. This is a reference to the old Millhouse Mana Storm card, which had battle cry, put a Mega Blast card in your hand. Mega Blast is a 10 mana card that deals 5 damage to all enemies. Number 105. There's also a card called Brave Archer. Looking at this card, any Disney fan can see that this is a nod to Disney's Brave. Murda is an archer that has long curly red hair and is, well, brave. Need I go on? Come on. Plus, her favorite text is, "This is barely a concealed reference." Number 106. The Skeleton King makes a Game of Thrones reference. When attacking, he will say, "Pay the iron price," which is a famous line by House Greyjoy. Number 107. The second Hearthstone World Championship was held at BlizzCon 2015 on November 7th. The Swedish winner, Sebastian Ostkaka Engwall, dude, I just butchered her name, sorry. But you received $100,000? Holy crap! Man, we all better start practicing. Thanks for watching 107 Facts You Should Know About Hearthstone. Do you play Hearthstone? Let me know what your favorite deck is. Mine's actually Handlock. And if you like this video, be sure to check out some of our other 107 Facts videos by clicking on the annotations or the links in the description. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know what game you want us to cover next. And if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.